What up, everybody? Power Book 4 Season 2, Episode 5. Vic Flynn killed his father, the OG Walter Flynn. But things didn't go as planned because he learned Claudia also set him up to die after the soldiers arrived early. Then she didn't meet him at the bar for an alibi, not even giving Vic a chance of surviving. And this caused Vic to turn rat and go looking for Stacy Marks after he was pulled in earlier the same episode in question about the murder of Colin. Vic only wanted to snitch on Claudia, but Stacy called her low-hanging fruit and said she wants Tommy Egan and the cartel. At this point, Vic gave up trying to snitch on his sister and started giving Stacy Marks info on Tommy, starting off with telling her about the coalition and how Tommy was using CBI to get every gang in Chicago working for him. After this, Vic agreed to wear a wire into the meeting with Chavo Cardenas and the DSDs. And it was after this meeting that Tommy spotted Agent Vargas' car in the parking lot waiting for Vic. Then forced Vic to kill Agent Vargas to prove he wasn't a snitch after he saw the two talking. Many thought at this point Tommy already knew that Vic was a snitch, and that's why he had him kill Agent Vargas. But that didn't make any sense. A snitch is a loose end, and Tommy would not have let him walk out that alley if he knew he was a snitch. And coincidentally, episode 10 is titled No Loose Ends. This leads us to the end of episode 8 when Stacy Marks was pressuring Vic to say that Tommy killed Agent Vargas. And Vic finally folded and said he saw Tommy kill Agent Vargas. The exact reason why Tommy would not have let him walk out that alley if he knew he was a snitch. But luckily for Tommy, Stacy's husband is ethical and only wants to do things by the book and threatens Stacy that he would testify on behalf of the defense if she were to use Vic's statement. So the Fed's next move was then to get a bug into Tommy's loft. It was at this point where we learned that Tommy had installed a state-of-the-art security system outside his place with cameras everywhere, making it impossible for the feds to crack. So they forced Vic to plant the bug. While this is going on, Tommy and Dime were coming up with a plan to find out who the snitch was by passing out new burners for the crew. Except the phone that was connected to the feds and got a tap on it would be flagged. So I want to take a second to break down the cell phone situation. When I was in the game, I kept 3 phones. My personal line that was used for my family, my girl, and my personal business not related to the drug gang. Then I had my trap phone. This was the phone I was using 90% of the time. This was the line that I handled my day-to-day drug business on. And my final phone was my phone the plug gave me. I was not allowed to use this phone for anything other than calling or receiving calls from my plug. This would also make it almost impossible for the feds to catch me meeting with my plug making a deal. Even if they had my personal line and my trap phone tapped, as long as I never used my plug phone to communicate with anyone else, I was solid. Also, notice my plug gave me the phone. Therefore, if he wanted to, he could likely track me, and he definitely could easily go on the call records and see who I've been calling to see if I've been following orders and not making any other calls from that phone. And this is also how Tommy was able to find Vic's location at the end of the episode when he was meeting up with Stacy Marks. So I said all that to say this. If Vic had any kind of street smarts or even common sense, he would have known better than to give Stacy the phone number that Tommy gave him. So after meeting with Jenny Sue and finding out that Vic is the snitch and confirming it by seeing Vic meeting up with Stacy Marks, Tommy has a big problem on his hands. First and foremost, he is the one responsible for bringing Vic Flynn into CBI and the coalition in the first place. This here would make Tommy a snitch by association, and in most cases, he would be getting taken out also. Just think back to New Jack City, my all-time favorite fictional gangster Nino Brown told his day one G Money that if Scotty Appleton, played by Ice-T, who G Money brought in, was a cop, he was going to kill him. And G Money, being off the rock, thought everything was good, just trying to get his extra cut. But when Nino Brown found out the truth, he was true to his word and killed his day one G Money. Not for being a snitch, simply for bringing in a snitch. And this is how it really is in the street game. Guilty by association when it comes to rats. But Tommy's saving grace in this case is the fact that he is one of the leaders and only Diamond knows that there is a snitch other than Tommy. But when Diamond does find out that Vic is the snitch, this could definitely cause problems between Tommy and Diamond and cause Diamond to begin questioning Tommy and not trusting him as much either. Then you add the fact that both Miguel and Gennard are already trying to turn Diamond against Tommy. Plus Diamond is turning back to his old ways and would rather die than go back to prison. And this could mean even more problems. Then you add the fact, even if Tommy kills Vic and Diamond lets him slide for bringing a snitch into their circle, Tommy still has the recording device in his loft. And this could pose a number of problems. Starting off with the fact this recording device could in fact be Vic's saving grace. If the feds overhear Tommy telling Diamond that Vic is the snitch, the feds could pull Vic away from the case before Tommy has a chance to get to him. Also keep in mind that D-Mac is back in town. JP could show up at Tommy's loft to tell him that D-Mac is back in town and also say something about D-Mac killing a cop and get caught on the wire. And this could create some serious problems moving forward. This bug situation reminds me a lot of the illegal wiretap that Greg Knox had Ruiz wearing the night Tommy killed him. So many people died in the process, but that recording stayed a problem all the way to the very end of OG Power. I feel like something very similar will happen in this situation also. Another problem that could occur also is that Tommy finds that wire and blames Maria for planting the wire in his loft. Keep in mind that he already did one sweep of his loft looking for a bug and found nothing. Now he has security cameras everywhere and Vic has only been in his place for a few seconds. Hopefully Tommy remembers this or has cameras on the inside he can check. Because I would hate for him to cancel Christmas on Maria thinking she is working with the feds. And one final thing before I go. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that Stacy called Claudia low-hanging fruit. Well, she's not low-hanging fruit no more after connecting with the Marquez cartel. And we do see from the trailer that Vic is meeting up with Claudia. We could possibly see Vic set up Claudia and the Marquez cartel before they can plant their flag in Chicago. I can definitely see Tommy telling Vic he will give him a pass if he does that, then still canceling Christmas on Vic at the end of the episode anyway. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.